Hi, my name is Lydia, and I'm in Connecticut, and I'm here to talk about peri slash post menopause and all the things in between. And I thought, when I let me slow down because this is part of the menopausal brain. Do you ever go through that where you have a thought and then all these other thoughts flood in and then you want to cry? I swear to God, someone said it like this: going through menopause, peri, post, wherever you are in the stage, is almost like being pregnant. It's these fluctuation of hormones, brain fog. You go to say something and it's just like, so let me do a reset. And thank you for bearing with me. I thought my first video was going to be about peri slash postmenopause and describing everything that it means, which I will create a video about that. But as I sat here today upstairs, I'm on the third floor of my home, which is a loft space that is quiet and that I can do some recording. I just started thinking, Lydia, just show up. Show up with your wig that's not on quite right because of the sweat that is dripping down your eye. Show up with your hand fan that if a woman is going through hot flashes, you don't need to explain anything to her. But for those of you that have not experienced hot flashes, get yourself a hand fan anyway, because you might need one soon. I don't know. I'm just being silly. I say to people sometimes, like my younger friends, I have friends that are my daughter's age that I spend time with, that I have really learned to just be open and honest with, and I learn a lot from them. And when I talk about it, they don't laugh at me. They don't make fun of me. They're just like, I get it. And then they're like, oh, I don't want to go through that. But then I'm like, you know what? On the other side of it, the positive side of it is I am 54 next month. And God has blessed me to be on this earth for almost 54 years. And I'm here and I'm relatively healthy. I don't have wood to knock on, but by the grace of God, oh, there's wood back there, but I can't reach it. So I just wanted to talk about the things that I do to cope with it. And that's going to be my first video. So hi, welcome. My hand fan. I got this on Amazon. I'm not trying to sell or promote anything to make money. I'm just letting you know. This is called Jisoo Life, Jisulife. And the reason why I got it is because I thought of Just Your Life when I saw it. And I was like, oh, my life is pretty good and I want something to make me feel good. So it just felt right. And this fan, it's on a pretty low setting right now, but it gets pretty good. I brought this with me to restaurants. I brought it to me when I went out with my family a few weeks ago. About a month ago, we went to a place that was like an 80s festival with dance music, and everyone was like, because my sisters are my age, in their 50s, and they're like, oh, it's so hot. I'm like, get your Jisoo. And they were taking my fan from me. They were using it at first. And the reason why I'm smiling so much is because we went to dinner before we went out, and my sister Amisha said, why are you carrying that? And Tara was like, I know, you're going to get tired of carrying that. So I had my little purse wrapped around my waist, and I had the fan in the purse. And every time I got hot, I just pulled it out. As soon as I got that hot flash, and I hold to I'd be in the club like this, just like that, because it feels so good in my head for whatever reason. And every single one of them was like, can I have that? Can I use that? I was like, get yourself a fan. So this is what I do to cope with hot flashes. If it wants to know, I put it wherever it is sweating. So I'm just being honest with you. Am I being too real? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to give you all the things. I also had issues. This has nothing to do with my menopause. This started years before with hair thinning. And over the years, I've lost a lot of hair at the top of my head. That's why I wear wigs. And then I started going to the dermatologist. I did all the right things. Went to the dermatologist. Went to, get like different treatments. Some were very painful. And the last dermatologist spoke to me, I said, this can't be the way. It was 3 years of back and forth with 2 different dermatologists, because I lived in 2 different areas in 4 years' time. Okay. I'll explain that in another video, why we've moved so much. But this is our final home. So to make a long story short, I said to her, there's got to be another way. I got to figure it out on my own. She goes, okay. And then she sent me to give her a call in a year. And I did that. I did that this past several months ago. I decided to get something that makes no sense to probably anybody. It is a beard brush. I started taking it and rubbing it along my head because they said that it helps a beard grow for men. And I didn't just start doing this right away. I started with all the treatments, like really trying to massage my scalp, get it from being so painful. I had painful, itchy scalp, follicles that wouldn't go through the skin, so it was blistery. It was bad. Now I have hair on the top of my head. It's a little bit longer in the back. I will one day show you my hair. I'm not that bold yet, but I got myself a beard brush. And on this side is the hard bristly side. On this side is the soft bristly side. And when I started stimulating the growth, I would use the soft bristly side so I wouldn't hurt myself because there was a lot of things going on. Like I said, with the I have folliculitis, which is when follicles get stuck in the skin and don't push through. It's very painful. And then as I got hair growing and it started feeling better, I started using the hard side. I use the hard side every now and then. That was 2 years ago when I started doing this. And I started using Moisture Miracle leave-in cream. It's coconut oil and baobab oil, baobab oil. It is called African Pride Moisture Miracle, okay? I also started using, this is recent, this I've been using for several years now, along with this spray that had tea tree oil in it. I just spray it. It would relieve everything. But recently I started using this, which is also good for the scalp, and it helps promote hair growth. It's called Earth's Enrichments Scalp and Root Pomade. All you need. That's what it says. It says all you need. Okay. It says handcrafted hair pomade enriched with olive oil, coconut oil, and sunflower oil. I use that mainly for the scalp. I sometimes mix these two things together in my hands and I rub it into my head, like back and forth all the way through. And then I take my beard brush, which my husband was like, what are you doing? And I just start brushing, brush. And it has stimulated the growth. And so that was aggressive. I wouldn't normally use a hairbrush like this years ago. It doesn't feel bad. And I don't use it to hurt myself. I use it just gently. That's what I do for my hair growth. For my skin, there's a couple of things that I use aside from this. But these have been my main go-tos. I don't know about you, but I sweat a lot. So when I sweat a lot, my face gets dry. My lips get dry. Because of this rash that I have, I don't know where, that gets dry. I got something recently called nourish. Posay. I dare not say that out loud. It is a thermal spring water. And again, it's called, and I'll put all this stuff in the body of my video so you can just go and find it. I'm not trying to sell or promote anything. I'm just telling you, you take this stuff, you can spray it from head to toe if you want. I got a bigger bottle. I got a bottle that's double this size. And it's probably about $20, $30, but it's I had to get it because I have a lot going on with my skin with dryness. And so I still use all the lotions and the stuff like that. I use hydrating lotions that don't have a lot of perfumes in it, because perfumes just seem to irritate everything. So I use things like the oil of Olay products, stuff like that. And I also use some stuff from Aveeno. Aveeno is always good. And this is the Aveeno Eczema Therapy. It is Rescue Relief Gel Treatment. So these two things work well. And then I have, of course, my daily routine, washing my face. Everything that I use, I try to use that has it gives back, it hydrates, and I'll go through more of the skin products, but those are my go-tos every day. So I don't know what you use or what you do, but let me know. Okay, so I ran out of time in that first segment because I'm taping this from my app, TikTok app. And I like TikTok because they have a lot of editing features, cool editing features that I can use right in the app. And then I upload it to wherever I need to upload it, whether it's YouTube, Facebook. I'm not sure if I want to do Twitter. Ever since the whole thing, I don't want to talk politics, but everything since the whole thing has been happening recently, I don't feel like that is a safe place for me to talk about things. I feel like it's very filled with a lot of rhetoric and hate speech. And there's a lot of good topics that I follow too. I follow all the good people. But for me to talk about this, to talk about perimenopause, postmenopause, that's what I should have started this with. I feel safer talking about it on Facebook, a little bit on Instagram, and I'm trying to figure out if there's any other forums for me. But right now, that's where I'm at. I have a Facebook group that I can share. Everything's going to be shared in this description section. So I was talking about skincare and basically things that I do to feel better. So I wanted to talk about some other things that I do. And this is just straight talk. When we go through menopause, whether it's peri, post, whatever, sometimes there's changes in the body due to the hormones changing. And that could be stuff like, a lot of sweating, discomfort, stuff like that. I have a rash that I have going on right now that I feel is because of the lack of estrogen. And so the dermatologist said it definitely could be, but it definitely is eczema. So we're treating it. And so I just had this happen 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it started happening in little places, but then it just got so bad with me scratching it that I had to go see a dermatologist. See the doctors that you need to see. I wanted to say that as I'm talking about the dermatology appointment that I had. If you have skin issues, don't try to figure it out yourself or just say, oh, it's just menopause. Go and still take care of yourself. A lot of times when people get older, they stop taking care of themselves. And we've seen that happen. I've seen that happen with my parents. I've seen it happen. As long as I'm able to get out and take care of myself, go see about yourself. See your doctor. I see my doctor twice a year. And it's not for like just, obviously we have to get our yearly physicals, whatever it is. But that is our standing thing. She's a really cool doctor. And she asked me what I wanted. And I said, I want to see you at least twice a year. I want to see you once a year for blood work and all the things, whether it's a physical, etc. And I want to see you the other half of the year just to check in and see how things are going, see if I need to take more blood work based on how I'm feeling. I don't want a once a year thing where I'm just sitting around for a year thinking I'm fine and then all of a sudden I'm not. You catch more when it comes to disease, when it comes to whatever it is that's going on in your body that you might not even be aware of. You catch more when you are I want to call it when you're maintaining yourself more. It's kind of like maintaining a car, and I know we're not cars, and we're not. I get that, but just think of it that way. Like, if you didn't get your oil changed, you get all the things, your car would die. Well, we don't live just because we eat good food or just because we exercise. There's a lot of things that are hidden, especially with Black women, because we don't probably go to doctors as often. I don't know why that is. For me personally, I'm always like, well, I've always been healthy. You know what I mean? But then it's like now with all this that's going on in my body, I feel really tired all the time. I feel like I could take a nap right now as I'm speaking, like literally just lay on this pillow and be like, you guys will understand, won't you? You know what I mean? That's how it feels all the time. Like I wake up like that. I go to sleep like that. I'm doing the best I can to get through this video because I can't have a channel and not show up, right? It's like, Lydia, are you napping still? It's been a lot. So my perimenopause, like I said to people, started years ago when I had a partial hysterectomy, just to kind of bring that back to I said this in my intro video if you go to my page, you'll see the intro video. And perimenopause is the things that start happening before your period ends. And so when I first had my partial hysterectomy, a partial hysterectomy is when they kept, as far as I was understood, I have one ovary, but they removed my cervix. So I can't carry a child, if that makes sense. So I could still get, like, every now and then a little bit of expelling of stuff once a month. And that really dissipated almost immediately after the surgery. But let me explain. Within that first year, I noticed, okay, I don't have to wear anything anymore, tampons, whatever. But I didn't have any menopausal symptoms as far as like hot flashes, as far as like feeling really off or anything like that. None of that. And so this is just me talking to you because people say that, oh, I had partial hysterectomy or full hysterectomy. Maybe if I had a full one, it would have been different. But my menopausal, like, onslaught, I call it, and I remember almost to the day, it was about almost 2.5 years ago. It was wintertime. So it's less than 2.5 years ago, because just think of it as 2.5 years ago, but coming this winter. Okay, coming this winter. I was standing in the living room of our old house, and I had the AC on, and it was January, and it was freezing outside, and I had it on full blast. I was standing in front of it. And my husband's looking at me like, and my stepson's like, why do you have? And he's upset because it was cold. Why do you have the AC on? And I looked at him and I said, you mind your business and you go upstairs, and if you want heat, you go to your nice warm room. You leave me alone. I don't need to explain anything. I had a fan blowing. I had the AC blasting, and I was standing in front of both, and I'm sweating. And they're like, my husband was like, Jake, just go upstairs. Just go upstairs. It was real. You guys, I can't explain why I have the AC on. I don't know what's happening to me right now. And you want me to explain myself? Like, I was really, really just hormonal, crazy. And I was a little, I'm going to tell you why. I was a little upset because my stepson who's special needs always wants like extra attention and extra love. And so I just wanted some extra attention and extra love. I didn't know how to ask for it. So I was just like really, really emotional. I don't want to say angry, because I might have been a little angry because of what I was going through, because I didn't understand it. And to be honest with you, if we're being honest, anger is an okay emotion. Frustration is an okay emotion. Confusion is an okay emotion. So I'm going to say it. I was a little angry. Like, why do we go through this? What's the point? I'm like, come on, God, give me a break. So now, flash forward, I still get the hot flashes, not as often. But when I do get them, the intensity varies. I can have days where I'm like, oh, okay, I just had one. It lasted for maybe 20 seconds. And then I can have another one that lasts for like 20 minutes off and on. And I don't know why. So I just wanted to let you know that how I cope with it is if I feel like jumping back in the shower again and just putting the water on a little bit cooler than normal, like a warm, but like almost like a cool run, I do that sometimes before I go to bed, and I sleep good. I sleep good. And I also take estrogen, which is not estrogen. Estrogen kind of increases the estrogen levels slightly. It's not a quick fix. It's not hormone replacement therapy, so don't get it confused with that. It is a simple over-the-counter medication that kind of gives me a little more energy throughout the day. I take all my vitamins, my vitamin D, my multivitamin. I also take a fish oil. These are things that just help with, like, I guess, coping through all this stuff. And I exercise. I exercise 3 to 4 times a week. And I don't do anything like crazy. I do modified. I just started jump roping. So that's a little crazy for me because I haven't jump roped since I was 16 years old. But I do it to get my heart elevated and to kind of get off some of this menopausal bleed. That's really all I wanted to talk about right now. I'm going to do another video that talks about peri and postmenopause and what it really means. I'm going to try to have that out by, try to have all these videos I'm doing. I've done a series of them today, out by the end of the week, edited and uploaded and all that good stuff. Thank you for listening. I know I'm not alone, so please drop a comment. I need my community. Come on, Lynn, rally around me. I know I'm not crazy, but maybe a little bit. Have a nice day.